Chicos, so today I just want to kind of go through our weather packet to make sure that you're comfortable with using the weather expressions. So let's take a look at the first page here now. Really, activity one, page one, this now becomes your word bank. So based on the photo, now keep in mind, be a little logical, right? The difference here between snow and rain, we see a chimney, right here we see a tree with all its leaves on it. So you should be able to negotiate the meaning between which one is rain and which one is snow. Also here, right, and this gusts of wind is what they're trying to represent here, right? So based on the phrases you're seeing written in Spanish, you should be able to associate which photo goes with which phrase. Now that becomes your word bank. Those are the 6 most important phrases along with our question of ¿Qué tiempo hace? Those are the big ticket items. So how do I say what's the weather like, right? ¿Qué tiempo hace? And then what about these 6 phrases and what do they mean? The rest of the packet is you using those 6 phrases appropriately. So if you look below, based on what they're wearing, which of these phrases make the most sense? Based on these activities that they list on part 3, what would you say if your partner asked you, ¿Qué tiempo hace? Based on the seasons, you may repeat some of them. Remember, the goal is spelling practice. The goal is writing. The goal is to get more of those senses involved. So feel free to take a look at those. Also, don't forget to review your Quizlet and put the audio on so that you can hear the pronunciation, so that when you answer in class, you'll feel confident to say hace and not hace, viento, all of those things, or que, not que, for que tiempo hace. So using that audio feature on Quizlet can help. Down here, based on the weather you're seeing, what would you put? So for this, you can actually look up pieces of clothing if you'd like. So you can, go to Google Translate, go to a dictionary, go to a website that lists the clothing in Spanish. We haven't talked about it yet, but maybe in your exploratory program, you might have talked about it. So if you want to just write them in English, that's fine because you're still negotiating the meaning of hace frío, llueve, and hace calor. Below, prep yourself for when you would ask a partner. So ask yourself these questions for number 3. Write what you would put for those answers in case we do this in-class activity. Now, when we get to part C, this is the same we saw on the first page. There's just no word bank now. So are you comfortable enough with those 6 phrases to spell them and write them? If not, have your word list out, scroll back up to the first page, do whatever you need to be successful here. Below, based on the season, now we're actually seeing those season words in Spanish. What's the typical weather for where you live, right? But again, these 3 answers should look a lot like what you wrote for this, should look a lot like what you did for activity 1. And then for the bottom part, prep yourself by pretending you're going to be asked these questions. And so again, you can write English phrases for what you would do when it llueve, nieva, hace calor, and hace frío. If you want to look them up in Spanish, that's awesome too. I encourage that. It'll help you build a little bit more vocab. All right, but the main goal is to look at the 6 phrases from activity 1 and reuse and spell them, realizing that snow and rain don't have hace in front of them. And if you go to the Quizlet, we actually had 22 terms. Just worry about these 6. Once you're comfortable with these 6, then you can diversify and look to advance. All right, so I hope that was helpful. Practice your spelling, use Quizlet, and take your time with this. Thank you.